The bosses you battle along the way to Tartarus are mirrored to Zagreus' route, creating thematic parallels that reveal how Melinoe's journey inverts her brothers in every meaningful way. Hecate's role as the first boss serves as a direct reflection of the original's final confrontation with Hades himself. Both represent parental figures testing their wards, but their intentions couldn't be more different. Where Hades stands as the ultimate antagonist of the original, actively blocking Zagreus from his goal, Hecate functions as a mentor, ensuring Mel is ready for the trials below. One opposes out of control, the other challenges out of love. Both fights also become increasingly meaningless as the protagonist completes more runs, yet they persist out of tradition. Both bosses know they can do little to actually slow the royalty of the underworld, yet they refuse to let them take the easy path. Hades fights because he must maintain authority, Hecate fights because she must ensure readiness. Same ritual, opposite purpose. Scylla and the Sirens are the direct mirrors to Theseus and Asterius. Both are multi-opponent brawls with heavy focuses on audience dynamics as the bosses try to enthrall onlookers. But while both sets of bosses put on a show, their motivations for performing are vastly different. Theseus and Asterius fight merely as hired enforcers, maintaining order in the underworld and preventing Zagreus' ascent. Their performance is duty disguised as spectacle, theatre as enforcement. Meanwhile, Scylla and company perform as artistic expression that happens to be lethal. They're not Kronos' minions looking to stop Mel, they're artists who've made combat their medium. Theatre as authentic self-expression, even if that self is monstrous. The next parallel is Cerberus to Lernie, where both had become corrupted guardians. They were both multi-headed beasts that guarded the underworld from opposite sides. Cerberus resided in the infernal realm at the head of the Styx, preventing any from escaping hell. The Laernian Hydra protected the Lake of Lernia, which was an entrance to the underworld. But now corrupted, they protect the underworld from the opposite sides they once did. The nature of these corruptions is also mirrored. Cerberus is only temporarily under the Titan of Time's control. There's hope for salvation. Lernie's affliction is more permanent with no chance of restoration. One corruption is a spell to be broken, the other is a transformation that cannot be undone. They're also the only bosses not capable of speech, which means they have been labelled as adorable by the fandom and treated like pets rather than foes. So now we reach Kronos and the Furies, who have the most direct parallel out of any of the pairs in this video. They both respawn at the House of Hades upon defeat. Yeah, look, I got nothing. Once I figured out the connections between the other three bosses, I was sure that the connection would become apparent by the time I got here, but I've been staring at my screen for 25 minutes and it's just not hitting me. Which makes me wonder if everything I've analysed is a completely unintentional coincidence, which doesn't seem likely to me given how thematically perfect all the other bosses line up, but I encourage you to make a fool of me in the comments as this is super unprofessional, but as of now I've nothing more to analyse. For more Hades 2 essays, here's one on Kronos' capitalist messaging.